Good afternoon and welcome to our special day today. We have a lot of exciting things going on at New Mexico State University. We have a new conference that will be going in a couple years. We have conference champions that continue to play well and move on to postseason play. And we have something that we're going to announce today that will lead us, I think, into the next chapter, a very happy chapter of Aggie football. Now, before we do that, I would like to introduce a couple of people who are here, special Aggie legends from the past. They're both in the Ring of Honor. And Fred Young, would you come up here, please? We can't welcome you if you don't come up. Came from Dallas, Texas. Used to return kicks, and he would catch the ball like that, right?
One hand.
One-handed. Twice he returned them for touchdowns. He was an all-pro. He went to 4 Pro Bowls and was all-conference, Missouri Valley Conference, 1981 to 83. Mr. Fred Young. Also here in our Ring of Honor, a young man from Sorel, Alberta, in the nation of Canada. He went to high school in Honolulu, and he came to New Mexico State, and he didn't get a chance to try place kicking until his senior year. Coach Woodson held him off till that, but then things worked out because he went on to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Houston Oilers, the San Diego Chargers, and with the Steelers, he was a man who went to the Super Bowl 3 times and was in the Super Bowl and got rings for 74, 75, and 78. Please, Mr. Roy Giralla. Thank you, Roy. That's it, yeah. I'll let the rest of our people take care of the rest of the way, Roy. Please welcome up. Nothing happens at a university unless the people at the top buy into it. And New Mexico State University's athletics, volleyball championships every year, golf, softball, baseball championships every year, basketball into the NCAA tournament just about every year. And all of the watchful eye of the person who is running the university, please welcome up our Chancellor, Dan Arvizu.
Thank you, Jack. It's a momentous day for us here. Let me just make a couple of additional introductions. I want to, first of all, do a shout out to Mr. Mayor Ken Miyagashima right here. Our city manager, Ifo Pili. Good to see both of you. I think Ifo's got a couple of Super Bowl rings too, Coach. So yeah, check that out. And then my bosses, Arsenio Romero is one of our regents, and our student regent. Thank you, Regent Bitsy, Neil Bitsy. Happy to have you here, Neil. Thank you for what you guys do. Well, listen, I'll be brief. This is a very, very momentous occasion for us. As I mentioned, I'm just delighted to be here, primarily for a couple of things. This announcement, I think, takes us to the next step in terms of making athletics at New Mexico State, taking it to the next level. I'm excited, first of all, that we've joined the new conference. That conference is going to give us, I think, opportunities that we have not had before, certainly playing FBS football in a conference that has that, one of the group of 5. We're very excited about being part of that. And today's announcement just is kind of the next step in what I think is going to be an impressive, I think, important new thing that we'll go forward with. I know Mario's going to introduce Coach here in a minute, but let me just say a couple of things. One is that I had a chance to visit with Coach last week and spent some time trying to get to understand him and know him a little bit better. And I can tell you one thing, Aggie Nation, Coach Kill is he's our kind of people. He's actually someone that grew up in very humble beginnings, has a strong dedication to both excellence, hard work, setting standards, and essentially performance that, again, has been demonstrated more than once in many different venues. He's also someone that has embraces diversity and adversity, and he's done that exceptionally well. I think going forward, you will find that he is will be a very prominent member of our community, and will be someone that we can be very, very proud of. Again, he's our kind of people. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Jack and just say thank you for coming out for this announcement. You'll hear a lot more here. Jack, thank you for what you do, and go Aggies.
You know, being an athletic director has got to be a difficult job because there's just so many things going on. I've never done that, and I never will get the chance to do that. But New Mexico State University has achieved a lot since Mario Mocha has come here, primarily because he has a lot of energy, a lot of ideas. He has a staff that works pretty hard for him too, but when it comes down to sort of getting to the bottom line, Mario doesn't mind making the tough choices. He has definite ideas about who he wants working for him, and I think that figured in to the announcement we're having today. So please welcome up our athletic director, Mario Mocha.
Jack, thank you. Appreciate it. Fred, good to see you. Roy, good to see you. Hey, I appreciate everybody coming today, and for those watching on Aggie Vision. Today we open up another chapter in Aggie football history, but I'd certainly like to do some thank yous first. One to our Chancellor, Dan Arvizu, who has been tremendous through this entire process. When you are undergoing a change, when you have big personnel issues, it is imperative that you have a chancellor in lockstep with what you're doing, and we definitely have that in Dan Arvizu as our chancellor. So I can guarantee you guys that. So Chancellor, thank you for all you've done through this process and the support of our athletic program. Certainly, I also want to thank Bron Cartwright, our Deputy AD. He's always in these searches doing all the stuff behind the scenes, and I get to stand up here, and Bron's like, man, another 18 phone calls. But Bron, can you raise your hand at least, Bron? All right, Bron's way over in the corner. So thank you, Bron. And also the entire staff that made today possible. They did a lot of work when Coach came in, and they're going to continue to do a lot of work. So to the athletic staff, thank you for everything you did to prepare for today and beyond. Boss stole my thunder a little bit. I was going to introduce the mayor, but quite frankly, I was going to introduce EFO because he's going to be doing some recruiting for us over there, our city manager. I think Coach Kill might want to do some playing for us, all right? If we get you and Fred together, hey, we'll be okay next year, all right? But today is a very exciting day for our football student athletes, our athletic department staff, and Aggie Nation. During the season, some people were wondering what was going on with any potential search as the season drew to a close, and many were wondering if we were doing anything. And I reminded them that while the streets, may look calm, underneath there's a whole subway system. There's a lot of movement going on. As we looked for new leadership in our football program, we identified a few criteria of a desired candidate that we hope to attract. And here's just a few of them. A proven winner, a track record of turning around programs, especially ones with limited resources, and from areas which historically produce less Division I talent than others. A great recruiter, someone who cares about the student athlete, and a few specific things that I think is very important that you need to be successful as a head coach of the Aggies. All right, a blue collar mentality and a little sandpaper to them. I believe we have our man. And this is what I know we got in Coach Jerry Kill, right? He's a 31-year college football. He would never say this about himself, but I'm going to say it about him. 31-year college football veteran who's been a coordinator on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. And now in his head coaching career, he's won 154 games and has been a part of a national championship at Pittsburgh State University. All right. He inherited a 1-10 Southern Illinois University squad who had 2 winning seasons in the previous 17 years. And 3 years later, had him at 10-1. Okay. He won the Eddie Robinson National Coach of the Year Award in 2004, as well as the Liberty Mutual National Coach of the Year Award in 2007. He was also the first Gateway Conference program to beat a Big Ten school in 2006 when we beat Indiana. And then he beat another FBS school that next year in Northern Illinois. That was 2007. Now, he assumed the Northern Illinois University head coaching job in 2008. So I guess he made a pretty good impression on him. And he inherited, once again, a 2-10 win program. 3 years later, his squad was 10-3 and played for a Mid-America Conference championship and had a resounding 40-17 win over Fresno State in the Humanitarian Bowl. He then departed for the University of Minnesota. But a side note, his Northern Illinois team that he had left the next year had played in the Orange Bowl, which is the first time a group of 5 team had achieved that feat, and may never see that again. Now, at Minnesota, he inherited a team which had a losing seasons 4 out of the previous 5 years. And in just 3 years, he had the Golden Gophers playing in a New Year's Day bowl game for the first time in 53 years. He also was named the 2014 Big Ten Coach of the Year. Yes, the man can coach. Now, what sold me the most on Coach Kill are the same qualities when we were together at Southern Illinois 15 years ago. He cares for his players, and he has an incredible passion and focus to win on a consistent basis at the highest level. All right. Now, when Jerry's name was rumored in the public, everything always gets out, right, Colin? Was rumored in the public, I had a supporter come up to me and said, "Jerry Kill, is he still coaching?" I said, "Well, yeah. He's the head coach at TCU, and he just knocked off the number 12 Baylor Bears on national TV. So, yeah, I'd say he's still coaching." Coach recently finished his Big 12 debut with a 2-2 record, also beat the Kansas Jayhawks, who the week before knocked off the Texas Longhorns. Now, I know for a fact, as I've seen it firsthand, he will be out in our community. He'll be around in this whole state of New Mexico. Okay. So now I'm going to ask everyone in the room, every member of Aggie Nation in the state and the country, the time is now to jump on board and invest in this program. All right. Get your season tickets for the 2022 season now. Okay. Join the Goal Line Club at any level, as the Chancellor and I did this morning personally. Okay. Let's not let go of this positive momentum. There is positive momentum from Conference USA and certainly the hiring of Coach Kill. With that said, Coach Kill has hit the ground running ever since last night. He's met with his team and he's ready to go. And at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce your head coach of the New Mexico State Aggies, Coach Jerry Kill.
Thank you very much. I paid Mario a lot of money to say all those good things about me. I'll be honest with you. It could get me in trouble, but I'm kind of a straight guy. I'd be here in blue jeans and boots, and I'm not a big tie guy, so don't let this fool you. All right. But number one is that I've been fortunate in life in a lot of ways and been blessed. And people talk about coaches and awards and things like that. I've never gotten an award or any of those things. I've done it with a group of people, and the most important group of people is the players. Coaches don't win games, players do. And, the most important thing we do right now as a staff and as a head coach is take care of our players that are here and recruit our players that are here. That's the most important recruits we do right now. And because you don't win without them. But it is a tremendous honor to be here. I got up and opened the curtains and seen those mountains. I said, this is a pretty good gig right here now. And But I wouldn't have had the opportunity. And I wouldn't take the opportunity, but I did it for a couple different reasons, 3 reasons. One, I like challenges. Around the country, they call me the fix-it guy. Well, I don't feel like we have to fix it. We just got to tweak it a little bit. 2, I've known Mario a long time, and I'm just not, at this point in time in my life, I was going to work for anybody. And Mario is somebody that we know each other. He knows, he knows. I was kind of surprised he called me because he knows I'm going to push him to the limit. I'm going to keep after him. And I imagine a lot of people said, does Mario know what he's getting into? And, but the guy that was the turning point in me coming to New Mexico State is our chancellor right there. That I had the opportunity to spend some time with him, and a lot of our thoughts are very similar. And so I feel like we got an excellent team. This is never going to be about me. This is about you. This is your football team. The people that I visit with, through the state, through this great city, it's your team. The ex-players that have been here and bled and on this field, it's their team. It's our players' team. You are the investors. We're like the Green Bay Packers. You're stockholders. Today, you just became stockholders of our football program. And so, thank you for giving me this opportunity. We will work endless hours to make this work. There will be nobody outworks our staff, period. I'm a guy that's going to push hard. I'm going to push everybody. Push players, coaches, administration. I'm going to push you even. We're all in it together. We can't do it without everybody together. We're going to go through some tough times. We're going to go through some good times. That's life. It's called adversity. That's what makes you what kind of person you're going to be. But we need you through all those times. And if we can get everybody on the same page and get everybody going this direction and being positive, we'll get it done. Now, I'm not going to tell you how fast we're going to get it done. I think that's a commitment between the coaches and the players and how quick we can gel together, which I think we got off to a good start last night. But we're going to do it the right way. We're going to do it with class. And we're going to do it where you're proud of us. And, it's a deal where I've been doing it a long time. We've been able to do it everywhere I've gone, not because of me. I've always had a great staff. And we've always stuck together. We had guys with me 21, 16. You can kind of go through it. We've had them together because I feel like you got to have people that are going to be loyal to you and going to stay with you and love the players. You cannot coach for me if you don't love the players, because that's what it's all about. It's about the players. The only reason I'm coaching this game is because of the players. I remember when I first started, my paycheck was, and my dad goes, I grew up in a small town of 2,000, not a lot of money, and just didn't want to do what I was doing at that point in time in my life. So I rolled the dice. I'm the only person out of my family to graduate out of college, the only one that's left home. And I chased a dream. And that dream was to get out and go be successful. And I've had a lot of people help me along the way. And probably the people that helped me the most is the players, because I wouldn't be standing here. It's public and all that kind of stuff, but I had stage 4 cancer, and I still believe the game of football and the players saved my life because I had something to look forward to every day. I would tell all of you, none of us get any do-overs in life. You only get one life. So my motto is take one day at a time. With our players, it's one day at a time. We're going to try to get a win every day. You know, I believe in winning. You know, I hate losing more than I like winning, to tell you the truth. And so, you know, I'm excited again. You know, it's great to see everybody, and I'm looking forward to meeting you. You're welcome in our complex anytime. Spring ball will be open, so you can see what we do. I have nothing to hide. I want you to be a part of it. You can't be a stockholder if you can't come see the team. And, you know, we'll be doing I'm meeting with the high school coaches here locally, I think on Wednesday. And then, you know, we're going to have camps. That's going to be important. We might even have a women's clinic. I think the women probably like that, you know. But have a women's clinic. They probably know more football than their husbands do anyway. But, you know, but we're going to have some fun. We're going to work hard, but we're also going to have fun. I told the players that. And I'll be out in the community. I like to eat out, and I don't have time for cooking. So I'm going to be seeing a lot of you, and I want to get to know you. And again, if there's anything I can do for you, I will do it. And it's important enough to me that I talked to Mario, and I'm not saying this to pat myself on the back. I'm just telling you how serious I am. You know, I'm going to donate to the program $40,000 right off the bat. And and probably more than that as soon as TCU pays me. Because they owe me some money. They thought I was going to do that for free. That was the toughest thing I ever done in my life. So I'm going to act like I never had that money, you know what I mean? And I just translate over to our investment towards our kids and our players. Because we want to give, you know, my philosophy to players, if they feel good, they look good, they play good. That's how it is. That's how we all feel, right? So that's why that's our motto. We don't have a lot of rules. Be on time, act right, go to class. Pretty simple, you know. So, and if you ask me what kind of kids we're going to recruit tough kids. We're going to recruit people that relate to us. Follow me? Hard-nosed, tough, blue collar, just, you know, guys are going to roll up their sleeves. I think we called it hard hat lunch pail when I was in Southern Illinois. I want hard hat lunch pail people going to come to work, and they're going to play hard, work hard, and they love football. Because this game's hard. It ain't for everybody. It's a hard game, but it's the greatest game ever invented because it does more for you afterwards than people will ever know. It's great life lessons. So with that, I'm going to open it up. I guess that's what I'm supposed to do. I'll let you come back. But, you know, again, thanks for the opportunity. It's a privilege to be here. And it's your team. Have fun with it. Thank you.
Okay, now we are going to allow questions from the media, and we'll start with our local media first. I realize we have some people on Zoom, but people in person, please identify yourself, who you are, and then ask Coach a question, please. Coach, why don't you come back? Yes.
Yeah, Coach Stephen Wagner, Las Cruces Sun News. How would you describe your recruiting philosophy, and what would you say is a particular area of strength?
Well, I think the strength is relationships. You know, if you're going to recruit, you got to build relationships, and you got to get to know the young men that you're recruiting. And, you know, I tell our coaches, and what I've done my whole life is I try to get the recruit and so close to the player and the recruit that they can't tell me no. And I think that's the most important thing. And then again, identifying what you want in your program. And everybody wants something different. You know, I'm one of those guys. If you ask I want a smart player. You can't, I've lost too many games with a player that didn't play smart. You got to have a smart player and football smart. And then the other part of it is Coach Kill likes length and speed. Because me not being the super coach, I guess, I've gotten bailed out with people that can run. All them bad calls, like, boy, that's a great call, coach. No, that guy made a heck of a play because he's fast. So I believe in length and speed. And then, do you love football? That's the most important question to me. Is I want to know if they love football.
Coach Colin Beaver with KT79 News. Obviously, you had to retire at Minnesota in 2015 because of some health issues. I guess what would you say to people now who might be concerned about your health in 2021, and do you feel like you're healthy enough to be coaching anymore?
Well, that's a fair question. I knew I was going to get that question. I've had that question all the time, but I guess you can call Coach Snyder up. I was at K-State. You can call Coach Fuentes up. And you can certainly, if you can work for Gary Patterson, his motor runs 100 mile an hour. So to answer your question is that I've been in great health. I wouldn't step back in the program and do what I'm doing. I've lost, through that era about 20 pounds. I'm on a diet. I went from sleeping 2.5 hours a night to I'm getting about 6 hours a night. I've had no issues whatsoever. And I got the best doctor in the country and maybe the world. And maybe it's really not fair to a lot of people. I just happen to be being a coach. I've been able to do that, which I don't think is really fair in some aspects, but it's given me the opportunity to do this. And you know what? I got a little chip on my shoulder. I think our players got a little chip on their shoulder, is that I want to show people that, hey, you counted the old man out. You're wrong. I'm back. And that's the same way our players. I could tell they got a chip on their shoulder. And so if the coach got a chip on his shoulder, players got a chip on their shoulder, I'd say good things are going to happen. And that's what we want to do. So,
Coach Dave Burge with the Las Cruces Bulletin. There's been some good coaches here in the past. My good friend Tony Samuel. Doug had his moments. What's going to be different? What's going to be different going forward?
Well, Tony's a good man. Doug's a good man. I mean, I know both of them, and but what's going to be the difference? I can't really answer that question. My daddy always taught me, I hear what you're saying, I'll trust what you do. And so for me to tell you all the things we're going to do, you're not going to believe them anyway until I get them done. So I think you got to trust what I do. And but I think that I don't know exactly that their style and all those kind of things. I just know mine, and I think the one thing that maybe gives me an advantage is that one, I think we're lined up pretty good. Two is this is all I've done my whole life. I haven't taken over. I took over Minnesota, and you go to Ann Arbor and you beat Michigan, and nobody expects to do that. Is that I've never been able to be coaching at Michigan, so to speak. And so I've always had to take tough programs and turn them. And I guess the only thing I'd say is that we have a plan. We have a process, and we won't come off that process. And until that process is done and executed. And how quick that is, again, that's up to the players and the coaches. I don't promise anybody anything. I just say, here's the process, here's the plan, this is what we're going to do. And it's worked everywhere I've been, so I don't know why I'd really want to change it. So I'd say the only thing different is I've done it maybe more times.
Coach Nate Ryan with NMSU TV here in El Paso.
Thank you.
Second off, after you left Minnesota, you took some time away there from football. When did you decide the time was right for you to get back into being a head coach at the college football level? Because you've been a lot of places before. Was it something where you've been ready kind of now for a few years, or was this just something that came to develop recently?
Like I said, after all this, I lived one day at a time. I took time and I went to Florida and walked the beach and wrote a book. It's called Chasing Dreams 1 Yard at a Time, and all that money goes to my cancer foundation, epilepsy foundation, and that worked out pretty successful. We raised a lot of money off the book, and so I wanted to help people still, so that was a good way to do it. And then the doctor came along, and then all of a sudden, as soon as I went down to Minnesota, Jim Harbaugh called me within an hour and talked to my family and says, I want Coach to come to Ann Arbor, and I'll pay him whatever he wants. And I told I just couldn't do it at that time. And the next guy I always will respect is Dabo Swinney, because he did the same thing. And neither one of them had to do that. But I laid low for I don't know how long, and then K-State came, and athletic director came, and you go to work for Bill Snyder. I mean, holy, he's a legend. And so it's one of those things I just slowly worked back my way into it. And I just love football and being around kids. I didn't have a plan I got to be a head coach again or anything like that. If it came, it came. But I knew everybody was going to say, well, I don't know about guy having epilepsy, this kind of thing. I don't know about this and that. And so I didn't worry about it. I just lived one day at a time, and just like I do now. And things work out. God has a plan, and I'm lucky. I've said that all along, and that's part of life. But I think if you work hard, you get lucky. And I've just kept my nose to the grindstone, and it's been a great ride, and but I'm going out my way.
Coach Taylor, that's what we're seeing on the news. When you met with the players yesterday, what were their primary concerns?
Really, I'm going to meet with every player as soon as we get done with all this obligations and stuff, but I'll meet with every player on our team individually. Now, last night I visited with them as a team, and, I just kind of briefly talked about background and some of the beliefs and so forth. And, they were very attentive, paid attention. I think they're hungry. I liked what I saw in the meeting, and, I look forward to getting to know them on the daily basis. I want them over in our offices. We have to, as coaches, we have to, again, take care of our players. That's the most important thing you do. As I told them, if we're ever in a meeting and a player needs you, you're out of the meeting. Player is a heck of a lot more important than that meeting is. So, I try to explain that to them, but they hear what I'm saying, but they'll trust what I do. I had some of them test me this morning. I think they didn't think I was telling the truth. And I was in a meeting, about 6 of them walked in. I told the person I had a meeting with, you're going to step out. I'm going to visit with players. So I think they were testing me already. But that's what it's going.
Coach, you said you kind of relish rebuilding a program. What is it about you that likes that opportunity so much?
Oh, I just like, taking on challenges. It's like building a house, and I like to do things. People say, well, you can't, I like that. I like being the underdog, like having a chip on my shoulder, and you get in with the players that have the same thing. Like I said, great things happen. So I just like those challenges. I always have. I like the process. I love the process. Everybody goes, man, this is crazy times. Yes, it is. You're going to work day and night to get this thing started. But I like the process, the decision making. You have to make hard decisions. I mean, let me tell you what, if you don't think anybody doesn't want to come to New Mexico State, you're crazy. You can look at my cell phone right now, and I've got all kinds of people wanting to come to New Mexico State. All of a sudden, I'm the most popular guy in the United States of America. Everybody wants a job. So, but it's just, I love the process.
Coach, can you draw any comparisons between NMSU and potentially any other programs that you've built over the years? Does this feel familiar to anything you've experienced in the past?
They've all been similar. I'd say that Southern Illinois was the toughest one because they were going to drop football before I got there. So I'd have to say that was the toughest one. And we rebuilt that. And then Mario continued and built the tremendous facilities. He'll tell you that when I got there, they showed me around in the dark because the facilities were so bad. And Mario showed me around in the dark last night when we went to the locker room. And I said, that's one thing that needs to change. We're going to get that changed. They didn't want me to see the press box either. So I got to put a little pressure on him like I did. But, you know, they're all, you know, similar and they're broken down, but most of the time, you know, it's communication, it's loyalty, it's getting along. It's, you know, I mean, I'm going to visit with, you know, everybody that I can visit with here on campus. So I get to know people. I want to meet with all the deans and take them to lunch. And, you know, you got to have everybody going the same direction. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody. Now, there'll be a few people that won't want to go that direction and so forth, but, you know, you start winning games, all of a sudden that comes a little better too, because everybody likes winning. But all that's a process. It all takes time.
Coach, it feels like football is sort of a lifeblood for you, like a medicine in a way. Like that's kind of what keeps you going every day. Is that right?
It is. It's I love the game, and I coach it because of the players. You know, you make a difference in somebody's life. I like helping people. It's been where I was raised, and you know, I've got 2 foundations. I've got players that stayed in contact all the time. You know, I just enjoy being around kids because they keep you young. I'm never going to get old. They make you stay young. You know, and this generation, everybody goes, Coach, this generation's changed or whatever. I don't know how much changed. I've changed along with it because I want to still be a kid. You know, if you want to, you can get on the internet. You know, everything's on the dang internet. Except for me, I try to hide from it. But you watch, we beat Baylor, my first game at TCU, and check out the video at the end. I was dancing, and I can't wait till we win. I'll dance. And then some of them don't think I can dance. I might out dance them. So, you know, I'm going to have fun. So it's, you know, it just keeps you young. And that's why I enjoy doing it. I don't know what else I'd do. You know, I mean, there's only so many puzzles and whatever you do. I mean, or I'm not the greatest golfer. I'll go golf, but we're going to look for balls a long time. I like fishing, but they better buy it. If they don't buy it, I'm not going to do that either. But if you're coaching football, you always got something to do. So that's why I like it.
You said your phone was blowing up, coaches around the country. Do you have an idea of who you might be hiring for your staff?
Well, yeah, there's certainly a plan in that. Certainly talking to people that have been here. I think that's the professional way to do things. A lot of people don't do that, but talk to everybody. And we'll have some people coming in here soon. And, I will tell you, it's important for me to feel comfortable and those people all go in the same direction, the right direction that I'd like to go. And I'm fortunate to be at some places that I can hire some really good people. And but we'll see on all that, and I'm sure you'll get updated as we move along.
So what message do you give to high school seniors, juniors in the state about the football program, what they can expect to see?
Well, pretty much what I'm saying here is, you're selling, I had a dream and so forth. And, I think, you go in and you tell them, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. This is the plan we have. And, if they're talented enough to play Division I football and just lay it out to them. And just like I'm laying out and recruiting the guys that I got right now, is that to make sure they understand I'm in their best interest and this is a great place. I mean, I've been here for I don't know, 24 hours. I don't know how long I've been here. I don't even know what day it is. But because I was visiting with administration yesterday and on a plane an hour later, and I was with TCU, and they're hiring a guy today. So I'm trying to get everything lined out, do the right things there, and then come here and do everything. So, it's, I want them to know football is going to be important here. And I'm going to talk to them about you all. And, I got to sell the university. We got a lot to sell here. And, I haven't lived here except for about 24 hours, but I got up and seen those mountains. I said, all right, this is good. That's all I need. I don't need a lot, but I think, everybody I've talked to is I've talked to a lot of people. I haven't had anybody, not one person say anything bad about here is, living here. So it's unbelievable. So I'm looking forward to, I said I'd never take a job back in the cold weather again. I wasn't doing that. So, this is perfect weather. So I'm looking forward to it.
Have you looked at who your first game is going to be against, Coach?
You know what? I'm not about worried who we play. Everybody always talks about that. I'm more worried about our team and us. I got to focus on us getting better. That's the bottom line. If I worry about who we're playing all the time and all that, we're not going to get better. I'm going to focus on our team, and that's what we did when we played Baylor TCU. We didn't talk about, beating Baylor on Monday. We talked about the process to go beat Baylor. I learned that from Bill Parcells. Anybody knows Bill Parcells? I learned that from him. And I can't control what's on the schedule. Now, next year, I'm going to control it. I can tell you that. But this year, you got it. You play good people, you get better. And plus, I've never went into games I didn't feel like you win, so I don't plan on changing any of that. So, but I worry about the process and the plan and getting our players ready to play that game more than who we play.
Coach, how active do you plan on being in the transfer portal?
One of the people I hire is going to be an expert in the transfer portal, but you got to be very smart with the transfer portal. And I think that's one of those things that I've seen it where kids, we're not been at TCU, and I've watched it, and a lot of those kids got in the transfer portal. They have everywhere, and I know the ones at TCU went out. It wasn't a good situation for them when they went there, because the problem was everybody was too deep in that position, and then the coach leaves, and then they can't leave. And that's what happened to a school here just recently, and that's all I can say, because I don't want to put that school down. But you have to be very selective of why that person is in the transfer portal, and if that player is going to play right away. You recruit somebody, it's like recruiting a junior college kid. You recruit a junior college kid and you don't play him, then you're going to have problems on your hands. You take those kids to fill the needs of what you don't have. And you want to recruit good people. There's some people, in that portal. So that's one of those tricky things that go on, but that's why I think you got to take care of your own players. You got to recruit your own players all the time, take care of them.
Coach, how much more attractive was this opportunity for you at New Mexico State, now knowing that you're going to be playing in the Conference USA rather than playing in the football?
Wouldn't took the job. Felt like we needed to be in a conference. And as soon as I found out we were in Conference USA, then I put my stamp on it. I want to be in a conference. It's important. It puts you in the game, so to speak. I want to be in the game. Our players want to be in the game. You want a chance to win a conference championship. You want to do those things. And so I think it's important. And I think our administration did a tremendous job of getting that done. And I think you'll see all the benefits from that here very soon. You guys doing all right? All right.
Turn it over to Zoom here right quick and see
Absolutely.
if we have some questions here.
Man, what the world's come to, got Zoom on this. I'm the most less technology guy you can talk to.
Guys, thanks for joining us on Zoom here today. We'll open it up for any questions here that you have for Coach Kill here this afternoon. There are none from our Zoom members. Any last questions from any person meeting members?
You gonna be at the basketball game tomorrow, Coach?
Absolutely. Maybe if somebody said I was going to be assistant coach or something. No, I just kidding. I came from Kansas, Kansas, like University of Kansas likes their basketball, so I like basketball. Not as good as football, though.
Coach, just real quick, have any current assistants expressed interest in staying, and what do you see as the process of that as you build your staff?
I've interviewed everyone today, so I've been a busy man. So we'll just, like I said, we'll address it. And Tim Beck, who's with me, who's be our assistant head coach and offensive coordinator, is already here, and we'll evaluate the piece of the puzzles. But the most important thing, I want to hear what the players think. I want to visit with the players, and because again, I can't emphasize that's what the game's all about, is them. Anybody else want to ask me a question?
Yeah, I got one on Zoom.
Oh, I got one? All right.
Yeah, so you said that you like the challenge and you like being an underdog, but what specifically about the challenge of the Aggies to you?
Go ahead and I got to repeat that. So lay that on me again.
Yeah, for sure. So you said that you like being an underdog and you have a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
So what specifically about New Mexico State intrigues you? What the challenges of NMSU?
Well, I talk about the chip on the shoulder, and what intrigues me about the challenges here in New Mexico State. And my answer to that is that we all have challenges, and I've won with a stadium that had a trailer for a press box. I'm not lying about that either. That's true. That was in Southern Illinois. So, what intrigues me is that I was able to watch the game against UMass, and I'm not going anywhere that I don't feel like you can win. And there's no reason if we get the team together. And I'm not, like I said, Coach Kill not going to be able to do it. But if we get a good team together, which I feel like we have a good team together, and and we got talent on this team, and but we got to have everybody together, going the same direction. And that's why I came here. I feel good about it, and and again, I've known Mario, and he's got the vision. Our Chancellor's got the vision, and then everybody's got to we'll go back and forth. That's what people do to build things, but and all not going to happen right away. I understand that. It's it's a process, and that process started last night, and then I got to do everything I can to get every ounce out of me today to make us better. I need to win today. Or, Coach Beck needs to win today. Our administration needs to win today. Our players need to win today. Y'all need to win today. You don't know what's happening tomorrow, so concentrate on today. And you'll be amazed what happens when you do that. You'll reach your potential, which potential is a bad word with me. But any other questions?
Actually, I have one.
Yep.
Colin asked you about the first game. I'll ask you about your second game. Would you be aware that your second game next season is at Minnesota?
Oh, you don't think I haven't had a million text messages about that? I'll get booed out of that stadium probably. I don't know. It'd be interesting. Yes, I had several people let me know that we're playing Minnesota. I did not know that when I took the job. But is that we'll go up there, and I guess that'll be get to go back in that stadium. And last time New Mexico State was there, they won. So maybe that's an omen that we can follow into. Anything else? All right. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate you. And have a great day.
If you'd like to get involved in the Goal Line Club, Chet Savage is here and can give you information on that. Also about season tickets for next year. Welcome, Coach Kill. Let's Aggie up.